Commander Ashtar, we will manifest ourselves everywhere in the world. Your governments will no longer be able to put off telling the truth. Monday, May 2, 2016, 10:39. Messages from the hierarchies. We will manifest ourselves more and more. I see a being who is coming towards me. He is telling me, I am the one you call Ashtar. I am happy to be among you again, happy to tell you that all that we have been promising for so many years is in the process of being accomplished. You do not yet have the vision of all that is happening in your world. You do not yet have the possibility of discovering the multitude of our vessels. We will manifest ourselves more and more in your sky because the moment has arrived, the moment that you wish for but which, however, may be difficult to experience for a part of humanity for those who are not prepared. When this moment arrives you will not be alone, and it is for this reason that your marvelous brothers in the light that I know and I love infinitely are preparing you week after week, month after month, so that you will not be in fear, no matter what may happen. You will hear about us. Your governments will no longer be able to put off telling the truth. We will manifest ourselves more and more, and your technology will help you not only to force them to speak about our presence but will also help you to perceive that presence. We will manifest ourselves everywhere in the world. You will really perceive us because you will no longer be in the third dimension at all, even if sometimes you will be obligated to be there physically due to your matter. However, at the vibratory, psychic and spiritual level you will be in a higher dimension that will allow you to really perceive us because you will have developed other capacities. You will have new tools inherent to the higher dimensions that will allow you to see us, to perceive us. If we wanted it, you could even see us now because it would be easy for us to densify ourselves, but this would not necessarily be agreeable for you. On the other hand, when you do perceive us, this will be very agreeable for you because you will no longer be in the third dimension. Know that you are more and more in the fourth dimension, but you cannot maintain yourself there sufficiently long enough because you are still pulled back in relation to your body of matter, to your occupations and preoccupations. You are constantly navigating between the third, fourth and the fifth dimension. I also come to tell you to prepare yourself in your heart, in your body and in your consciousness to live a very, very strong vibratory frequency and to experience some very powerful events of nature. I do not wish to speak to you about this right now so as not to generate a vibration of fear in you, an inferior vibration. For your galactic brothers or your brothers in the light, you are useful, but you are not useful on your planet until you vibrate at certain frequencies, those of serenity, of confidence, of joy and of course of love. When you vibrate in frequencies of fear, of doubt or of resentment, you fall back into the vibration of the third dimension and a work of increasing the vibration must be done. This just simply makes you lose time and also prevents you from stabilizing yourself in the higher dimensions. Must also warn you in relation to all that can be said on what you call the internet. There can be found there certainly some messages emanating from the light but also an enormous amount of messages diffused to disturb you and slow you down. It is not necessarily the fault of the people who receive these messages, it often comes from the fact that they are not sufficiently anchored or centered within themselves. I am simply asking you to be vigilant and to have more and more discernment. When you read a message, of course as your intelligence, your intellect, but try to read beyond the words and to make this reading penetrate at the level of what we call the brain of the heart. Know that in all of the messages that I and my brothers address to you, there is always a phrase, a word that can help you to have or to acquire some discernment. You live in some very difficult and obscure times during which you have some difficulties in perceiving what is true and what is not. You must constantly question everything that you think, that you hope for and what you believe. Your discernment is troubled and sometimes very difficult to have. You can only have more merit in acquiring it. What you call the internet is an extraordinary and terrifying system, extraordinary because it allows all beings in the world to communicate and also to be up to date on all the immense lies that, in a certain way, have been fed to humanity for thousands of years. Everything now is going to come out in the light, and it is for this that you are preparing yourself to submit to the shocks relative to the revelation of all of these lies, shocks relative to the truth. I am not speaking for you who are ready to accept the truth, I am speaking for humanity, for your brothers. I and my brothers have a mission that is more and more important, close to you and close to all humans. Be confident, know that you are not really alone, that we are accompanying you, that we are protecting you, that no matter what happens we will be there not only to help you, but also, as my brothers and I have said many times, to evacuate you if that is necessary. I am very close to you because all of you and you do such magnificent work. Some of you have chosen to come and work in this world in a very particular period despite the difficulties of which they knew about before incarnating. They have made the choice to come to work, to place themselves at the service of the light and of love. You and we are at the service of love and of the light, at the service of the source. We are at the service of the Creator God, and each of us serves, in his way, the immense hierarchies of light of the Creator God, of the Supreme God. I have been happy to express myself. I salute you in the name of my brothers who are also yours. Soon you will perceive us, soon we will be reunited. It will be a magnificent celebration, there will no longer be any suffering in your body, and all will be different. I cannot yet explain to you what will happen for you, but have confidence one above all, continue to work, to evolve, to love yourself and to love. You can replicate this text and give copies under the following conditions, that it is not cut, that there isn't any modification of its content, that you refer to our website http://doclalater.org, that you mention Monique Matthews' name.